Okie dokie. Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Loretta Nash Show, Laura's blog. I'm Loretta Nash, and let's see what I have to do here on Tuesday. Um, I really don't want to say the dates. Oh, great! I didn't start this again. Okay. So I'm gonna start it. Okay, we're gonna try to. This episode is called "What Was It Like Being a Delivery Person?" Well, I only did it for a few months, so it was during, of course, the summer. We happened by chance to had an extra car that we could use. It was, of all things, a, a manual transmission. My dad, taught us how to do it. So, of course, I'm back from college. Um, it's the summer, the beginning of the summer, so May, early May. It probably was early May. And so I started putting applications around all around town. And I didn't have my mom with me. That was the good part. Didn't have my mom or my brothers or my sister with me. I think by then my sister already was at Job Corps. Wait, 89? No, she was still in school. She didn't graduate until supposed to. Well, she's supposed to have graduated in 89, but she didn't get to. She didn't graduate until nine. Supposed to have graduated in 89, but she didn't graduate until 91. But she had to take had to early 91, like January. So that's that part. Let me try to get focused. Okay, so I'm back from college. I'm doing what I need to do, with the family. Um, we are still, of all things, getting up at 4:30 in the morning because Dad had to be at work. I think, yeah, Dad was still at work. I think he was either still working or he. It was just a habit that we had of getting up at 4:30 in the morning, even in the summer. That was not. It was not like it. Like now I can, get up any. Well, I get up at 6, to get my daughter ready for school, and whenever I was a sub, I had to get up by 6 to so I can answer the phone. But anyway, of course, did what I can. Went and I got the application for the delivery, and I just happened to have a car at that time, and uh the delivery place was completely separate from the restaurant. See, we have a Pizza Hut Pizza Hut, or yeah, might as well say it. But I am not affiliated with them anymore because that was just about 30 years ago. But there was two separate places. The delivery was over here by the high school, and the actual restaurant, it got moved back in the 80s. It was right beside in a parking lot. You got to think West Memphis is weird, but it was in a parking lot. I do remember that uh it was in the parking lot. So they picked it up, the whole kit and caboodle, and they moved that restaurant over up here near a uh it's now a school, but back then it was a Kmart. So they moved the it up to Kmart before, Kmart, defunct over here, and uh, that's why we don't have one. And now it's a school. Um, so it got there, and our delivery was completely different from the restaurant. So at the delivery, we had, just the oven, the press, the pasta press, and we just made our pizzas over there. I don't remember working on making the using the bread machine. I didn't never get to use that. I think we had, because when I got there, we was already. It was just grab the pizza and go. And so I would be driving all around town. So I think it was there for, I was working over here at the sub for for a while, and then they decide to move it to the restaurant. So I got to go be in the restaurant, and that was interesting. Being over at the Pizza Hut restaurant instead of, and of course I had to wear a uniform, so I had to have the red shirt, the khaki pants, and the sensible shoes, and I had to have a belt, and I had to have the hat. So I basically was dressed in a uniform. um you gotta think, this is the time when we started making the specialty ones, the very beginning of the meat lovers, the pepperoni lovers. I mean, we were making them. And then, oh, let me just, I'm getting confused, or getting you confused. But anyway, we, drove my car, stick, it's a stick, so it felt like every time I would go on a delivery, I would feel like I'm in a race car. Just run, just zap, I still feel that way with the car I have now. You can feel like you're in a race car when you shifted. And that's the cool part about not automatics, manuals, is you can feel like you're in a race car. Okay, so I'm working those two over the summer. Still had to get up at 4:30 in the morning. I mean, I just get off work. If I had to go in at 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, uh, and then I wouldn't get off until about 11, 12 at night, 12, almost 1 o'clock at night. It was hard. It was hard, but the money was all right. But you got to think, the minimum wage back then was very, very low. And of course, I ran out of gas a few times, mainly because the town, West Memphis itself, was 15 miles away from where we lived, out in the middle of a farm, in the middle of farmland, in the middle of pretty much the end of the road and everything. It was very interesting. Did I get in trouble when doing delivery? Nah, I wasn't in trouble, or wasn't trainable like some jobs that I've been to. They said I was untrainable, and even though I did exactly what they tell me to do, but some people do that. Okay, well, when we moved up to the restaurant, uh, the delivery part, we had was in the back room. That's where we waited for our deliveries, and then sometimes our when the deliveries came through, we would get ones from Memphis, orders to deliver from Memphis. That's weird because, well, it's not weird, but we have exactly, or pretty much the same um, streets here in West Memphis as if as in Memphis. But of course, Memphis, you have to cross that 1 mile, those bridges, and then it's further. But our delivery area was only Marion, West Memphis. We couldn't even go out to Proctor. I mean, I wanted sometimes growing up to, call and have pizza delivery, because you would hear, especially when I got up here in the town, and hear some of the kids say, "Oh, I had pizza delivered last night," and da 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 da, and talking about all the great things they had. I mean, I wouldn't get in their conversations no more than overhear them talk about it. When I got up here to West Memphis, I went to West, but uh, anyway, over when uh they tried to teach us different things. Of course, I got to make the pizza a couple of times during the 2 months. I mean, you got to think 2 months, and I'm almost there and I'm there every single day. That's 60 days that I'm there at work from 11. We didn't start delivery until 10. No, we didn't start deliveries until 12. I have to get my things straight, because a lot of these jobs, especially these starter jobs, have always been, about the same thing. And a lot of people have, wanted me to go back to starter jobs, and really don't want to. I mean, I'm too old to be doing starter jobs again. And yeah, I'm about to go off on something that I shouldn't. Well, anyway, we have the same streets as Memphis. And of course, I'm driving in town, so I had to learn. And the town is still growing. I mean, some of the places that we have now, we didn't have back then, especially over here by the casino, or over here by Southland. Uh, it Southland was nothing. They really, it was just the dog park over here at Southland, and now they have a big, huge, 11-story building. And if you ever come this way, and you go I-40 or 55, anyway, you go to one of the bridges, you can, especially the north part, right before it splits off, you can definitely see it. Yeah, because we do have a road that splits off. You go this way, you're on 40. You go this way, you're on 55. I mean, this is really fun living here, where all the roads kind of split off. And so our delivery area was Marion and West Memphis, and Petro Road was like a brand new road. And then some of the roads that we had to go down are still, right now, they're still dirt roads, especially this one that my sister lived on for a while. And it does weird. That road, hadn't been down it, and actually, I really hadn't been down it at all. It's called Bill's Grill, and you're on the service road, and you go down the dirt road, and I think you go over a railroad track, and then it turns, and you're in the middle of a field, and then it turns, and then it goes back to 77. I mean, oh, anyway, so the small, uh, what all we had, the little pouch that we had to put our change in. We didn't have the little change maker that you put the change in and everything. I think we did get it. Yeah, we did get it for once. We did have the change mate. No, whenever a few weeks into it, then I started getting the change maker. The little thing you put your coins in, and you chuck it, and this is we still have, right here, Sonic still does it, make the change makers. And um well, anyway, that's pretty much what it was like uh working at pizza delivery. had to push my car. If I ran out of gas, had to push the car. It was lucky enough it didn't have, when you put it in neutral, you didn't have to turn the key like you do now. You have to turn the key to push the car. That car was a little lighter car, and I really didn't have to do that. A couple of times went delivering pizzas a couple of times in it. You could get flooded because there's a couple of streets that got flooded. Uh, over here, like I said, over here at Southland, um, there's a curve. Oh boy, if it got wet and you're clicking at you have to slow down. If you click at another speed, you go right off into the field. And I had to get somebody from church to come and to come and pull my car out because that was interesting. I mean, big ditch. It was a ditch. You go off into the field and the ditch, and it's a and me being a 20 not 19-year-old kid, a heavy set woman, and I have to go and try to push a little light car up out of the ditch is not a good thing. Okay, customers. Oh, some of them customers, I really don't want to say bad things about customers, but it depends. My husband, he had when he was delivery, just a few. He had a lot of people that he would come across that was um he would come and say stories sometimes, and tell us stories, especially when after he comes off for pizza deliveries, and some of the stories is not really a good thing when he did that. But he was working for a different pizza place, and I really, and that was, he did that before, and he have his little blue truck go, and he when he delivered the first time, he had a blue truck that was a stick, and then later on he got a blue truck. We got a blue truck for him, and we paid for it. It was an automatic, and was it an automatic? Yeah, I think. I don't know. He had two blue trucks. I think one of them was an automatic, and we got that for, you know, we didn't need it anymore, and we needed the income, and so we sold it to my brother, bits and pieces, and we had another truck that he was given, and we sold it to my sister, and my sister sold it to somebody else, and it was an older truck, about 30-year-old trucks. Well, his little blue truck wasn't that old, but the other truck wasn't that old either. Uh Sorry, I'm going off on the trucks. But anyway, at the main when we moved up there, I finally got to know how to make a pan pizza. He showed up. Somebody showed me. It was only for a day or for a few hours. I learned how to use the bread machine, the kneading machine, the bread machine to make pan pizzas, and how much dough we're supposed to put in for the pan pizza, and how long we're supposed to let them arise since they have yeast in them. I mean, how to make the pizzas. We had a ladle. We had to use a ladle. It was a measured ladle. We dip it in the marinara sauce, and we would do this. Start it in the middle, and then swirl it out. And then the pepperoni pizza, we would the meat lovers pepperoni. Had to put a lot of pepperoni on it. And then when we had the meat lovers, we had to put uh, a a blend of cheese. It was mozzarella and cheddar, And I think we didn't do a hamburger pizza, but I know we did an Italian pizza. And I think I remember that. I guess that's where I got hooked on the Hawaiian pizza. And well, it's almost time for a break, so I'm going to break, and then I'll go on the next thing. See you in a bit. Okay. Alright, I'm back. Okay. I know I'm probably just cramming a whole bunch of stuff in this, and I'm trying my best to try to keep focused because I got pieces of paper I'm here looking at that, has topics and what three topics I want to talk about and topic things. I never was really good at this in school, especially when I had to do a debate or discussion. I really hated doing this in public speaking that we had to do. Uh, that's why I really didn't do very well in public speaking, but my music appreciation, and this is in college, you know, covered covered it. Well, that was pretty much it about my 2 months of being a delivery person for a pizza. So I guess I'll go ahead and start with this. College years. Yeah, college years. Okay, I went to college from 1988 to 1992. Yeah, 1988 to 1992. Um, as soon as I graduated, I got an offered opportunity, and I worked hard to saving the money, and I got to go to Hawaii for a week. It was a mission trip, and that was the coolest thing. But I'll talk about the Hawaii trip, what I can remember on it when it happened. Oh yeah, you talking about the Pizza Hut thing, um, or the delivery? I don't remember, but there was a famous TV star, movie star, yeah, TV star, movie star, musician that was here in town, and his folks would he would order the pizza, so I knew kind of where he was, but I never got to actually meet him. I probably delivered the pizzas to his kids, but my sister actually, uh, the school at one time, the band at one time had a silent auction, and he donated an album that he signed, and it is Nelson. He was one of Ozzy and Harriet Nelson. That's an old TV show. Uh, um, he donated an album that he signed. My sister had it for years, and but she lost it, or she threw it away or something. But of course, he passed on for that. Okay, now saying that, we do have famous people here in town. Not many people know. Um, we got wrestlers and this, that, and the other. But I digress. That will be for another episode and another time. Okay, college years. Okay, the first year of not being around my family. Okay, um, when I went to college, the Highway 78, which is now from Memphis to Birmingham, Alabama, yeah, it's a straight line that you get on the interstate and you go that way. Well, back then, they were still building the interstate. So we would get on 78 for a little bit, and then as soon as we got to Potts Camp, and then we had to go swiveling and stuff on these little back road highways. Okay, so that's what, how I go to would go to college is on the back road highways. I got to drive it maybe twice in our family car, and of course the car truck. What was it? Station wagon. We had one was the station wagon, and then it got to be yeah, I think it was the station wagon. All for all the years it was a station wagon. So I would have my stuff, for school in the back of the truck, the station wagon. And this is, of course, the first year that I got to be away from family. The only time I even got away from family or not be amongst just my mom, my dad, my brothers, and my sisters in the middle of the field was either going to work or or well, I even had Sunday school classes in church. I had to be. It was still with my family. So the only other time that I got to be away from them was camp, church camp, um, a trip to Hawaii, and then of course college. Well, first of all, college is the where I went is on a mountain, Bible college. I mean, us being a strict religious family, it really didn't matter to me. It's just the weird thing was we had rooms. Uh, no air conditioning in the rooms. All 4 years, I had no air conditioning. When winter come, when they turned that heat on, all the rooms were really, really warm, and they had that radiator. I mean, literally a radiator with a hot steam radiator. So the rooms were like really, really hot most of the time. Um, I had a roommate for like a couple of days. I guess my sleep apnea got really, really bad, because we didn't have air conditioning and fan was blowing, but, I didn't sleep too well. So I never really got a, a roommate or a suite mate. Well, I did my senior year. I did get a suite mate. Uh, that we had shared a shower and a bathroom. And the dorms I was in, they actually had, two suites, a bathroom, and a shower and a sink, and that's what we had. And then there was one building had uh it was called Cochrane, and it was mainly where the ball players would do. They had a community bathroom, community shower. I mean, only time I even got to do a community was at church camp, but that let me get back to what I was doing. So I go to school, go up to my room. I don't know how to socialize with people. The only people I knew how to socialize with was, my little family and my church people. Church people, pretty much, let us do what we do. So the only people I got to socialize with was my mom, my dad, and my brothers and sister. That was it. That was the only ones. And then, of course, I was different at home than I was at school or church. I was different there than I was at home. At home, I was considered the one with the worst attitude. I was the one who is the most obnoxious, the most. This is what they were saying. I was the most obnoxious. I was the most hard headed. I was the most stubbornest person in the world when I was at home. But when you get me out in public, I was the nicest, the sweetest, quiet, didn't say anything, kept to myself, because how it was. Well, first day, meeting this girl, you know, trying to get to know everybody, and I got mad. Anger, frustration, only way we knew how to do it is just lash out, because that's all we know how to do. When we were at home, you felt comfortable and you would lash out. So I lashed out. I didn't lash out to hurt anybody, because that was one thing we could not do at home, is lash out to hurt somebody. Because there were occasions that we really wanted to hurt somebody, and some occasions we actually literally did. I mean, I got, after my eye swelled down and everything, my little brother decided he got so frustrated at me, balled up his fist and popped me in the same eye. Of course, my eye still sore. It started growing, so I had another couple of days or a week that I had another black eye. So, and then of course that was the same time that I got so mad at him, and I kept my nails at a certain length, and I just go and I just give him a kind of a karate chop, and apparently my nails were really really sharp, and I split I cut him with my nails from his temple down to his nose, and made him bleed. I mean, literally made him bleed. It wasn't really deep, but he had a scar on it for a couple of days, and that's why he popped me in the eye. And that's why me and him really don't get along a lot, because he's the baby, he's the one with the deadly disease, and he has to be catered, and then he has the mental problem, so he has to be catered to. And then me, I'm the stubborn, willful, sympathetic. I thought I always was sympathetic. So I was the willful, hard-headed, sympathetic, uh, catch-all of the house. Okay, let me get back to the topic. Okay, spring. So most of the spring breaks I would spend with my mama. Yeah, I call her Mama, because that's what my grandma's name was. What we called her was Mama. So I'd spend 30 minutes from the school at my Mama's for that week of spring break. And of course, the couple of spring breaks were cold, and I didn't bring, the right clothing. And of course, she didn't have a car, so we had to walk everywhere. That was interesting. Um, and everything. That was interesting on there. Um, at school, the bell would ring about what, 6:30? Yeah. They had a bell that at college they would ring a bell about 6:30 to get, say that they're ready for breakfast, you know, and work study. Uh, the Miss Travis, she didn't have us to do breakfast very much, but we had to work lunch. We had to work most every day. We had to work dinner or supper. They call it supper. So we worked dinner and we worked supper. Uh, yeah, it gets confusing. Oh boy, did it get confusing. Dinner I always thought was, late in the afternoon, because but that was actually supper, so we had to do the old South thing. So, except on Friday nights, we didn't have to work supper, and then on the weekends, we didn't have to work anything. I mean, that's how she set it up. But we had to set tables. I mean, put the place settings for tables, the silverware, the plates, the cups. No, we didn't have to put the cups. We didn't have to put the tea out. We put the tea out when we were get the 30 minutes, that 30 minutes before, you know, the they would have the lunch and or the dinner. And most all the time everybody was, sat down. They had a person that was at the head of the table, and then we had all the fixings with the silverware on it. And that was interesting. After working in the catching the doing slop and catching the dishes and putting them away, then eventually we got me and the other girl who were the slop handlers. We got promoted up to serving the tables. I got to serve the athletes a couple of times. That's where my nickname Molasses came in, because I actually wasn't Molasses, but that's what one of them called me. My nickname was Molasses. Okay. Summer breaks. Da 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 da. Okay. But the first year of being away from my family, I kind of liked it. To really think, because I really didn't have to have any competition. Because if I stayed home, I would have had to have competition between me, my brothers, and my sister. My sister, when she got to go to got on work study and went off to get her sous chef license. I mean, she got way up there, and she got to go to San Francisco. I mean, she got to interact with new people and everything. My Robert got to do the same thing. He went into waste management, and he leadership and all that. Hershey went up to college. Go to college. He went up to college, Bible college up in Dakota, and that uh, apparently he didn't do finish up there. I think the second year, but whenever he was by himself, he didn't take care of himself right, and he would always have to go in the hospital because he wasn't. And we were, we had to do everything to cater to him, and then he's up there, and nobody's to cater to him. And I guess he liked it, but he didn't like it. I don't know. I'm just talking. Uh, just rambling. Probably not even making any sense. But anyway, my college years, I went and did all, took all the art classes, took all the general classes. I didn't have a car, so, if I had to go to First Monday, I would have to catch a ride. Ooh, First Monday was nice. It's like a big giant flea market. You could go and buy anything you want there. They had dogs and rabbits and chickens and uh, all anything. And my uncle, one year we went up to it, and my uncle was there. Freaked a couple of my friends out. This guy come up to me and starts talking to me and everything. They didn't know he was my uncle. I kind of, I really didn't, because we didn't hang around my uncles very much at all. Only uncle I really even hang out with was Alvin, but the uncle that was there was Uncle Henry, and my great aunt Eula May got to take me home one time. That freaked him out a little bit. My great aunt taking me off and keeping me over a day. Okay. Well, anyway, I guess I trying to make sense of this stuff, but I'm just, still learning. Okay. My time is up for right now. I will continue in my next episodes. Be sure to subscribe, donate, and check out my art on Lorgh, LORGH.blog. And you can purchase the originals and um just the original. Sorry, the or you can go purchase product on products with my works on at Pixels, Redbubble, and Zazzle. I have on there, and you can always Google my name and see my artwork. And I'll see you in the next bit. Bye.